Beautiful people, how you guys doing? For today's video, we are once again talking about the Hoyoverse EN dub kind of situation going on right now. Let me say at the beginning of this video, just so people don't take my words in a weird direction, that I support voice actors in their fight against AI. No voice actor should be replaced with AI, and it's disgusting to see what some companies are trying to do with AI to try and keep voice actors out of a job. So, full stop, right there, right then. I support the voice actors in their fight against AI. So, let's talk about what's actually happening. It all started with Kinich. Kinich's voice actor did get replaced in version 5.5 by this person right here, Jacob. They're replacing John Pattenude, I believe that's their name. So John isn't actually a union actor. They are a non-union actor who were protesting in solidarity. This is actually very similar to the Lycon situation with Lycon's old VA, who wasn't actually part of the union. He was a non-union worker who was protesting in solidarity. So just like with Lycon, it seems that any actor who isn't actually part of the union, and so they literally cannot work, anybody who's non-union and is just choosing, right, just choosing to not work in solidarity, it seems that they're being replaced. I will also say off the onset, I think this is very respectable, right? Even though John is not part of the union, he is protesting in solidarity. I think this is absolutely respectable. Again, actors should fight for their rights. So, him protesting, I respect that a lot. I actually do genuinely respect that a lot. But where it got a little bit intense is when Jacob, the new, this is Jacob Takanashi. Again, I apologize if I'm saying these names wrong. Where it really gets kind of intense is when he made a role announcement. He says, "I am honored to join the voice cast of Genshin Impact as the voice of Kinich, taking up the mantle of Malpo as a privilege. I am grateful for the opportunity to carry the flame from the previous flame bearer, John, who did an incredible job. Those are big shoes to fill, and I promise to give it my all, out of respect for him, Hoyoverse, and for you, the fans. Thank you to Diana, for their amazing direction and helping me navigate the intricacies of this incredible game, and to the side, Tokyo, and Hoyoverse for the honor of bringing Kinich to life. I am deeply grateful for the privilege of entertaining you all." So, the issue people took upon themselves was kind of the phrasing of this, right? Taking up the mantle, grateful for the opportunity to carry the flame from the previous flame bearer. Essentially this idea of like, I am grateful for having the torch passed on, right? I am grateful for having the torch passed on. But there was not really a torch being passed on. John was protesting and so wasn't working, so he didn't intentionally give this, like, there was no real like passing of the torch of the role of Kinich onto Jacob. It was more so that it just happened to happen. In my opinion, I think this is like tone deaf, right? In my opinion, I would consider this more tone deaf. But unfortunately, some voice actors, instead of seeing this as tone deaf, saw this as malicious, or they saw this as some called it clout chasing and stuff like that. So here we have one right here saying, "There are many reasons why roles get recast. I personally draw the line when the original actor is holding out because they're fighting for better working conditions. I have refused many auditions to take over roles for my peers because I never do that to another fellow actor." So nothing that harsh in terms of the wording, but it kind of is passive aggressive, right? There's a passive aggressive kind of energy to it. Here we have another one. This is the voice actress of Kuching. They say, "This is actually kind of diabolical. If you need the money, at least take the role uncredited. This comes off as easy to grab for clout. It's not a good look." I'm gonna be honest, I also do not think this is a good look. I think this is really intense and extremely rude. And at the end of the day, if you're trying to drum up support from people that want to support your cause, I don't think coming off like being so negative, right? I don't think being so negative is the correct way to do this. And there are a couple more negatives as you keep scrolling down. The voice for Paimon, Karina, this wasn't a passing of the torch. The voice actress for Sucrose, a lot of thumbs down. Somebody else who works in the voicing industry, dude, really classless move considering an actor was fighting for the air protection of his job. I appreciate folks want the paycheck, but they should know crossing a picket line is the immediate and permanent black mark. So very intense language, right? A lot of voice actors were being really harsh to the new voice of Kinich, right? For kind of taking this role and giving this message, which, again, I personally agree, this is very tone deaf. I do agree that this is a very kind of tone deaf message, maybe even naive. I could also call this naive. I don't think it was supposed to be malicious, though. And so yes, me, I actually made a response to this, and I said, guys, seriously? Don't freaking harass the new VAs. Are people just stupid? Your message is going to fall hard if you take this angle. Your fight is against the companies and studios. This should not be actor versus actor. Come on now, y'all. This is what I said. And it actually garnered quite a bit of attention, of me saying this, because I think a lot of people resonate with this. I think one of the big reasons why my message really resonated with people is that these are supposed to be the professionals here. You guys are supposed to be the professionals fighting for the rights of voice actors, but treating another actor like this? And let me keep scrolling in my own tweet. I also said that he is a Tokyo-based voice actor. Yeah, another good point I forgot to mention. He is a Tokyo-based. You can see it on his profile right here. Right over here. Yeah, Tokyo-based voice actor. They are Tokyo-based. So maybe they don't even know really what's going on with the situation. There's no, like, big protest happening over there. They are fighting against AI, but I think I do believe they have more protections. Don't quote me on that, please. But if any, regardless, there's no SAG there, right? There's, at the bare minimum, there's no SAG there. So maybe this is literally just, as I said, just naive. Maybe it was just naive, maybe a bit tone deaf. Maybe they legitimately did not know it was going on. And as it turns out, we got a pretty big update here. So Nathan Noakes, again, the voice actor for Auroran, as it turns out, they said it right here, I spoke, right? Nathan Noakes is saying, I spoke to the new VA who lives and works in Japan, right? We just saw that. They live into their Tokyo base. And he didn't even know what was going on. He came into an onslaught of criticism and didn't even know about the strike or SAG. Since SAG isn't in Japan, it blows my mind. And there we go. This makes the situation a lot more worse. Excuse me. This makes the situation a lot more worse for the people who were jumping on the hate train, who went straight to insults, calling him diabolical, giving him thumbs down, using harsh language, being passive aggressive. The guy didn't even know it was happening, y'all. The guy didn't even know it was happening. He's Tokyo based. He is Tokyo based. He didn't even know what was happening. And like frame one, people are getting, like, the voice actors are getting so angry and jumping on him, dogpiling on him. My main point at the end of the day is that being so negative and dogpiling and going to insults or bullying or passive aggressiveness just ruins your case. So continuing on the more information side of things, we have a tweet from Koidao, absolutely beautiful 7-part, just like huge information dump about like kind of everything that's going on, solidifying and clearing up a couple of things. We'll slightly go into it, but I highly recommend you guys do read this for yourselves and do check it out. It is a very good read. A big question I asked was, amazing post, thank you for all the info. Can you please answer a question I haven't seen anybody answer? Let's say a non-union worker signs a Taft-Hartley and hits the 30-day limit and are in that must join period, but they do not want to join the union. What will happen then? And thankfully, they responded. They said then they wouldn't be able to continue working on non-union jobs under normal circumstances. However, if this is of concern, then the production can negotiate a waiver for the must-join rule. If they would like to keep that actor, odds are very good that they'll get it. Continuing on, that said, it is very unlikely that the actor wouldn't want to join. The concern that many actors would be forced to join against their will is an unfortunate result of rampant misinformation and union-busting propaganda. If the actor is at a point in their career and it is their interest to join rather than not, because it increases the types of jobs they're eligible for and makes it easier for them to sign talent agencies who wouldn't want to be able to submit them for as much work as possible. Good answer. Great answer. Again, please do check out all of Koi's posts. They're absolutely fantastic. And then I said, thank you so much for answering. I have 2 more questions, only if you want to answer, of course. I asked, how do you feel about SAG calling non-union actors less quality? If people want evidence of that, right here. In a post from SAG-AFTRA introduces AI agreements with a narrative. You can see right here they're calling them Let me go back a little bit. Really to be active in this space and to make sure this space is not dominated by, non-union performances, frankly, probably of lesser quality. So we have somebody, a representative of SAG-AFTRA, saying that saying that non-union performances are of lesser quality. So I asked him about that. How do you feel about SAG calling non-union actors lesser quality? Surely this mentality doesn't go away overnight. And then secondly, and what about their partnership with the AI company Ethovox? So for those who don't know, Ethovox is an AI company, and it's on the SAG-AFTRA website, SAG-AFTRA x Ethovox. Ethovox is an AI company. You can see right here, the premium voice service created by actors and empowered by AI. It is an AI company. SAG-AFTRA is working with an AI company, so of course people will have some reservations, so that's why I asked them about it. Their response is as followed. I'm not educated enough for question 2 regarding Ethovox, but for question number 1, if you're referring to that video put out by the union rep last year, that person was a business executive, not an actor, and myself and every other voice actor ripped them to shreds for that comment immediately, talking about them ripping them to shreds. So the difference between non-union VA isn't necessarily talent, is usually financial resources, personal network, and location. There you go, bada bing, bada boom. And then I said, thank you so much for answering. So as you keep scrolling down, the voice for Paimon, Corina, actually responded to one of my tweets when I was responding to them, because I asked them, fair enough, I can respect that. I'm curious, since you mentioned calling out somebody for plainly scabbing is completely fair, how do you feel about Corina still working on Genshin? Because they are still working on Genshin, but are trying to fight the fight against AI, and I think, personally, that's very hypocritical. I think that's very hypocritical to be fighting against AI, but you're calling out actors who are working on Genshin while working on Genshin. The voice for Paimon is working on Genshin currently and has been working on Genshin, but they're still being insulting towards the new voice for Kinich. So I think that's personally hypocritical. They said that they were split on it, while they make zero statements on their financial status, either of them or Jacob. I give more leeway for Corina, giving their situation and the fact that they didn't take the role from somebody who was fighting the good fight. And I say, I see, thank you for answering. One more question, if you don't mind. How do you feel about the negatives about Hoyo joining SAG? I haven't seen too many union voice actors acknowledge this, so I'm genuinely curious, mostly in regards to how it affects non-union workers. And the voice for Paimon, Corina, says this: the non-union actors currently in the game want this to go union, so isn't that all that matters? And I responded to that with a question, asking, is this indeed true for all the non-union actors who are in the game? Can I be pointed in the direction where they talked about this? I am genuinely curious, and I haven't heard of this until right now. So I was just plainly asking, is it indeed true? Because they're making a very huge claim. They're making a very huge claim that all the non-union actors who are currently on Genshin, Star Rail, Zenless, want them to go union. Is that all that matters? And I just asked, is this indeed true? Where did they talk about this? Like, I want to know if that's true. And going into where I am kind of currently, it is very unlikely that an actor wouldn't want to join. The concern that many actors will be forced to join against their will is an unfortunate result of the rampant misinformation and union busting propaganda. But that is my current question, because it's the second time I'm hearing this. Do we know for sure that the current non-union VAs who work for Hoyo want this to become a union production? Can I hear this from a non-union VA? Like, that's where I am right now. That's where I am right now with kind of this whole situation, because this is the second time. This is the second time that I'm hearing this. The non-union actors currently in the game want this to go union, and it is very unlikely that the actor wouldn't want to join. But is this true? Can I hear from a non-union VA if this is indeed true or not? I don't know. I'm trying my best to kind of get information out there, get information from different voice actors, because it feels like we're in lack. We're really in lack of good information. We're going to end it with this. Let us end it with this quote from Nathan Noakes, again, voice actor for Auroron, was the only positive person when that first tweet went down. I'm just going to read this and we'll end the video with this. I'm going to say this and leave it at that. Negativity cannot fight negativity. Be gracious, kind, respectful, even when you disagree. It is okay to disagree and probably encouraged by some, but putting somebody down is never going to make somebody think more positively. We're ending there. We're ending on that. Negativity cannot fight negativity. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Tell me what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. I think it is a rough and tough situation, and I really hope voice actors can get the protections that they need. At the same time, I really hope that we stop this whole like bullying, being negative thing. Negativity cannot fight negativity. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and peace out.